The beginning of her silence. It started out like any other story. Ordinary days, familiar faces, a life that felt comfortable. She had dreams, laughter, friends, everything that made her world feel safe. But somewhere along the way, life tested her heart. Maybe it was a small choice at first, something that didn't feel like a big deal in the moment. A call she didn't return, a person she didn't forgive, a truth she didn't speak. We all tell ourselves that there will be time later, that one day we'll fix things. But for her, that day never came. And now, every night, when the world slows down and the distractions fade, she feels it. The weight of what she didn't do. It's not anger or sadness anymore. It's quieter than that. It's regret. When regret feels like a ghost. You know that strange feeling when something unfinished keeps following you? Like you can move on, smile, laugh, even live normally, but deep down that one memory never leaves. For her, it's exactly like that. Regret doesn't knock loudly on her door, it just slips in silently every night, sitting beside her when the lights go out. Scientists say that regret is one of the most powerful emotions we can feel because it ties directly to memory and identity. Our brain keeps replaying what went wrong as if it's trying to rewrite history. And in her case, it does that every single night. She replays conversations, wonders what could have happened if she'd been braver, kinder, or just honest. Sometimes she tells herself it wasn't her fault, that life just happened the way it was meant to. But deep down, she knows she could have done something differently. That's the hardest part, knowing that the version of yourself who could have changed everything still lives somewhere inside you, but it's too late to call her back. The moment she realized it was too late. There's always that one moment when everything shifts. For her, it came quietly. No dramatic scene, no thunderstorm, just a simple realization that hit too deep. Maybe it was seeing an old photo. Maybe it was an unexpected message that never came. Maybe it was just the sound of silence from someone who used to mean everything. It's strange how regret doesn't need noise, it just needs time. The longer she tried to bury it, the louder it became. She started noticing it in the smallest things, the way she avoided certain songs, skipped certain streets, or pretended certain memories didn't exist. But they did, and they always would. Psychologists say that when we suppress emotions like guilt or regret, our brain stores them as unfinished emotional business. That's why, years later, people can still cry over something they thought they moved past. The truth is, time doesn't always heal. Sometimes it just teaches us how to live with the scar. Every night, the same thought. Every night follows the same pattern. She tries to fall asleep, scrolling through her phone, distracting herself with random videos, pretending everything's fine. But when the room gets dark and quiet, her thoughts find her again. She thinks about the person she hurt, or maybe the chance she lost. Maybe it was love or friendship, or just something she didn't appreciate until it was gone. She wonders if they ever think of her too. Did they lie awake, missing her the same way, or have they moved on completely? That's the cruel part about regret. It traps you in questions with no answers. You start replaying scenes, rewriting them in your mind, trying to fix what's already done. But reality doesn't bend like memory does, so she stays stuck in that loop, half wishing, half accepting, completely unable to let go. And even though she hides it well during the day, smiles, jokes, keeps busy, night always uncovers the truth. Because no matter how strong we seem, our minds remember what our hearts tried to forget. Why we hide our regrets. We've all done it. Buried our guilt under layers of laughter, success, or distractions. It's easier to pretend that the past doesn't bother us than to face it head on. She does the same. She puts on her brave face every morning, telling herself she's fine. And in many ways, she is. She's functioning, working, smiling, but inside, she's tired of pretending. Studies show that people who carry hidden regret often experience more stress, anxiety, and restless sleep. It's because the brain keeps the emotional wound open, hoping for closure that never comes. That's why some people wake up tired, even after sleeping 8 hours. It's not the body that's exhausted, it's the soul. Still, she hides it. Because talking about it means facing it. And facing it means admitting she messed up. And that's something she's never been good at. So she lets the regret stay hidden behind her calm eyes and steady smile.
The truth about forgiving yourself. Here's the thing about regret. It doesn't fade until forgiveness steps in. Not from others, but from ourselves. And that's the hardest kind of forgiveness. We're usually quick to forgive someone else, but when it comes to our own mistakes, we hold on tight. For her, forgiveness feels impossible. Every time she tries to move on, that voice inside her says, "You don't deserve peace yet." But she does. We all do. Because regret is proof that we care, that we had something real enough to lose, and that our hearts still feel deeply. It's easy to think that we need to erase the past to heal. But maybe the truth is we just need to accept it. To look at our mistakes and say, yes, that happened, but it's not who I am anymore. That's the first real step toward peace. And deep down, she's beginning to realize that too. Slowly, she's learning that she can't go back, but she can go forward differently.
When the past stops controlling the present. There comes a night when even regret gets tired, when the tears don't fall, the thoughts quiet down, and she finally exhales. That's when she starts understanding. She's not defined by what she didn't do, but by what she chooses to do next. Maybe she can't fix what's broken, but she can stop breaking herself over it. She can write that message, visit that place, forgive that version of herself who didn't know better. That's what growth really looks like. It's not erasing the past, it's learning to live gently with it. And maybe, one night soon, when she lays her head down, she won't hear that whisper of regret anymore. Maybe she'll finally sleep knowing she did what she could, and that's enough. The quiet lesson we all learn. Regret isn't a punishment, it's a teacher. It shows us the weight of our choices and reminds us how fragile life can be. We've all hurt someone, missed a chance, or stayed silent when we should have spoken. But that doesn't mean our story ends there. Her regret, the one she hides but feels every night, is just the chapter, not the whole book. And maybe that's the reminder we all need, that even if we can't change the beginning, we can still write a better ending. So the next time you find yourself staring at the ceiling, thinking about the what-ifs, remember this: every regret holds a lesson, and every lesson is a step closer to peace. What matters isn't what we lost, but what we learn to value after it's gone.